Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Futures in 5. We're going to have a morning where we take a look at the markets, and then we're going to have an afternoon report that sees how we did and what our technical systems looked at and how they adjusted. So, super excited to do this, and let's go ahead and get started. Today in the ES, we are looking at support areas right around here. Our automated system tells us that this is relative support, so it's going to be bringing buyers into the mix. We've been doing that for about the last 10 hours or so. The key is, can we get up and over 2667? If we cannot, the chart will then slip into its next area of high profile support, which will really be between 2638 and 2626. A lot of folks talking in the news about motion fading downward, but this is a key bounce zone. It's where we had a big breakout, so we are expected to see buyers. We're also looking at a flat adaptive moving average, and that tells us that buyers are also going to come into the area. My suspicion is bounce action likely to fade, and so I'll be looking for these higher edges to take my long off and the lower edges to clear off the short and then potentially turn long again. Let's take a look at the NQ. Same sort of pattern going here in the NQ. We had a bullish formation trigger, but as you can see, what that bullish action did was hold the bounce right here, but then failed to go higher. That tells me I move into support. When I'm very far away from this adaptive moving average here, that does tend to happen. Here's my next front line of support right here in this mark. I expect the deep fades will bring us buying pressure. Overall, the buying pressure is going to force us into frontline resistance, and that's going to take us back lower. This is the big breakout level near 66.28, 66.38. That's what we'll be looking at there. Taking a look at the YM, same sort of thing, performing just a bit better than the NQ, which is probably being troubled by, Netflix on the fade and a few other things going on in this particular space. But we can see, whoops, that is not what we need to look at. So we can see our frontline support looking like this. Buyers stepping in front of that area. So that's fairly bullish in general. But what we have to see is, can we get up over the 644, 685 area? That might give us a nice free and clear edge into 24,815. My suspicion is this is very bullish. Buyers are going to come into play at the support zones. We just have to watch for them and realize that if we begin to trade downward, that it's the failed retest that gets us up into the price action best. Taking a look at oil, this chart is moving forward quite a bit, but look at what's happened. It had a frontline support area that told us, hey, we could get into the next region of resistance. I've had that number at 54.60 for quite some time. It broke above it and then has since pulled back. If you've been in the trading room, you know you've seen that number. Now we are looking at frontline support. This means on the first pass into these deeper levels, I have likely bullish action. Now, could the fade be a bit deeper? Yes. Could the bounce come into a lower high? Yes. So you've got to watch these edges and then realize what we're sitting in is a very big breakout pattern that really began around the area of 5168 to 5220. All right, that's what we're looking at there. Lastly, we take a look at gold. Gold's been extremely bullish, came into the 1300 area and has now been fading, but look at where it bounced. This number, I've talked about it many times, this number is key support. What does it need to do in order to recapture the bullish motion? Well, it's got to get above this area of noted resistance and then pull back and come in for higher lows. All right, that's what we're looking at. This has been the Futures in 5. I look forward to our afternoon where we take a review of how well we did on our suppositions about moving.